Hello, good evening. I'm going to try and make this brief and just a real quick update. I'll try and do this as often as I can. Um, as of February 22nd, 2022, America hit the exact moment of America's birth. That would be July 4th, 1776, at the exact moment. Now, 400 and some odd years later, we come back to that same exact point in the astrology of the 1776 and America's birth of a nation to the complete death and rebirth of a new entire nation. So, for the next 2 years, this Pluto return will continue. Right now, I kind of skimmed over it last night, but in the astrology, if you look right now, Mars, when I looked earlier today, Mars was 23 degrees, Capricorn. Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth transformation, it equals in the tarot the death card, and it also equals the Tower card. If you look at the Tower card, most of them in the tarot, it shows the destruction. Hello, Nova. It shows the destruction. And most of the tarot, if you look at most tarot cards, especially in the Rider-Waite or Gilded, a lot of the tarot, with the Tower card, it shows people falling out of a tower, or it'll show like the destruction of the physical concrete buildings and establishments. So considering it is almost like a cross between Capricorn and Scorpio. I always look at that card in the tarot. When it comes to the astrology, I look at it as a Mars and Pluto card as well, because of the fire mixed with water. Emotions and tensions and passions are extremely high during the time of war, as well as we all know that there's a lot of death and a lot of things that come crumbling to the ground, especially when it comes to governments. America is going through our Pluto return, folks. We have to prepare here on the homeland. Yeah, we're also, this isn't a normal war like we were used to. They're going to be using frequency, war propaganda, stuff like we've never seen before. They're going to be able to use radiation, freaking, and we don't, as citizens of this world, we aren't going to really know. You might know like intuitively who is doing it, but there's going to be so much propaganda out there. They do this during every wartime. It doesn't matter whose side you're on. They'll do it to either entice people into a war, or to make it twist it and make you want to be pissed off. If you guys will recall 9/11, and I'm not downplaying that, how emotional the American people rallied behind the troops to go get these bad people who attacked our nation. Y'all remember that? Whoever was born and alive during that time, you'll remember that. How emotional we were when we saw this happen. We thought it was another country attacking us, when in all honesty, it was our own. Okay, let's just put it out there. It was not them. It was our own fucking government. Okay? If you haven't figured out that every single president that we've had has been a part of the Masonic New World Order, I don't know what to tell you at this point. It's not a freaking conspiracy theory. It is facts. straight up 110% factual. So you can pick and choose your perception of who's the villain and who's the bad guy and who's the good guy. The whole world was under a global illusion for a really long time about who was really in charge. They made freaking clowns and a mockery out of a lot of these people who run our government here in the United States. This whole thing had to come crumbling to the ground. These warmongers, they had to all be exposed for who and exactly what they are. Oh yeah, that would be the Bill Gateses and shit. I don't really want to call out a whole lot of names on here, but I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm going to throw out the name of who is behind all this and who's running shit here in the United States. Who is behind this? It is Obama. If you don't think he's running this administration, I'm telling you that's who's behind it. There's so much intel, and I probably can get in trouble. I don't give a fuck! I'm telling you that's who's behind this. This isn't a Joe Biden administration. This is an Obama administration. When I started picking up on Leos and stuff like that, I knew exactly who I was talking to. He is an Iran sympathizer. If you haven't figured that out by the $7 billion that they gave to Iran back in 2016 before he was out of the White House and Trump came in, yeah, that would be a Barack Obama. He sent $7 billion on pallets over to freaking Iran. I'm pretty sure it was right around there. You can check it out for yourself. They got cold, hard cash, unmarked bills from the United States so that they could start their nuclear weapons program. Watch out for Iran, people. Yeah, Taiwan is a given. We know that that's probably going to happen. Be prepared for that one, that invasion coming up next. And watch out for Iran. We also cannot forget, there's going to be psyops as well. So your discernment is going to be key at this time. Mars, this close to the degree of Pluto, and it's not just Mars. Mars is there with Venus, walking hand in hand right into the destruction. That's hilarious. Sorry. I'm not excited over war. I just know what's coming. And my son's a Scorpio, so he's also ruled by Pluto and Mars. And it just so happens my son is a Marine, so it just makes sense. He's an active duty military. So it's one of those things for me where it's like, oh my gosh, I see my planet and his planet coming closer to the planet of this, and I'm just like, that's why I legit personally as a mom had to make peace with whatever happens, and I have to be strong with my head up. I'm not saying if shit don't go down, I'm not gonna probably, I've been feeling sick since the whole stuff going up in Canada. I knew something was gonna happen. Just watch out for multiple psyops. Things that are going to distract you from what's really the truth. Either way, with Mars, that is active war. And it's heading toward Pluto. That's brand new technological, old style, and combined with old style artillery type of stuff that they used in World War II, but yet there could be other warfare that's waged during this time. So, not to mention Venus is right along with Mars. And we know what happened with Venus. Venus retrograded. She actually went all the way up to Pluto and was there. And then went retrograde back over Pluto. I think she went all the way up to 29 degrees Capricorn and retrograded all the way back to meet Mars. So there was some plans going on with the masculine and feminine, and it very well could be countries who represent them. and it's very well within the astrology. Venus actually retrograded all the way back, and Mars came up and met Venus, and they are exactly conjunct about to meet Pluto. And then what happens when they meet Pluto? Gaboom. And then what is in Aquarius right now, people? Mars and Venus and Mercury are all going to be transiting over top of Saturn in Aquarius. That is the collective. And with Saturn being there, it's going to be restrictions again in the collective. I don't know what it's going to look like. And then you got the planet of war and the planet of love and or beauty, structure, material possessions, all in Aquarius. Yeah, there's going to be a stellium in Aquarius with Mars, all your inner planets in Aquarius. I'm actually about to have my Mars return in Aquarius. This ought to get really interesting for Blue. And not to mention, I'm about to have my Jupiter return in Aries. Yeah, I've been trying to stay in contact with a few people here and there. And I appreciate the people who have emailed me and like wanted to talk. It's a stressful time for your friend here. So, you know, I'm trying to be as positive as what I possibly can. I'm trying to stay positive with my daughter. Like she sent me a text message about the second moon or the quasi moon about the Earth, and she's like, does that mean we have two moon signs? And I just played it off as I don't necessarily know. Don't trust astronomers technically. It very well could be Black Moon Lilith. I don't know. Just go by your normal natal stuff because astrology has been spot on. The Peace Dealer's been predicting this for years. Okay, since like 2016, 2017, he's been doing the World War Zero stuff. He has been talking about this. And I've been getting all kinds of intuitive hits about what's about to happen. I don't know necessarily what it's going to look like, but I do know that we've been getting little bits and pieces in the mainstream media, but they're very quiet about these other entities and what they're doing when it comes to these regimes that run the mainstream media. You know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. We've been lied to and propagandized our whole lives to believe that it's one country versus another when it's just these evil people that have to they have to fight it out. We're dealing with narcissists all at the top, and a lot of them are psychopaths. Like, what do you expect from these world leaders who everybody puts on a pedestal? They're not looking out for the best interest of us serfs. We're considered nothing in their eyes. However, we have to look out for humanity and look out for one another globally. So if you guys get intuitive hits or anything like that, you can always email me too. Don't hesitate. If you're sensing something or feeling something and you need to email me and ask me if I'm hearing it or sensing, dude, God's going to be talking to a lot of us in the upcoming months and years. We're going to have to be doing things differently. This is a breakdown of the system and a whole new rebuilding of a possible better government or a better structure to help humanity and not be selfish with our time, energy, and resources. Like I said, we're going to to help each other in the upcoming days and months and years. Those people, I'm gonna let you know something. Some of you might feel alone right now. I don't. I've been having people messaging me and stuff all day long. I feel, I've been getting phone calls and I've had people message back and forth. I appreciate the support. I do. I need it now more than ever, guys. And I want to come on and do a Lightworker and Starseed reading. I just don't even know what to say at this point when it comes to even thinking and trying to pull myself out of what is happening in the 3D. It's very hard to even come up out of that because I have a child who's invested in this. So it's hard. So I'm trying to stay positive, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And like I said, please, if you're in that freedom convoy and you're coming toward the East Coast, be really careful. There is weather manipulation going on right now in the skies. If you can't see that, keep your eyes on the weather radar. Watch Ryan Hall, y'all, excuse me. Watch his YouTube channel. He actually pulls up all of the weather systems and what's going on. We're supposed to be getting snow up here in DC. I wonder why. Where was all that snow going the last time all this shit was happening? During phase 1 before invasion 1? It was all going up there in Ottawa. Did y'all notice that? All that snow was going all the way up across the top tip of the United States, and all of that those weather patterns, that snow was all going toward Ottawa. Now we're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches of snow here in Pennsylvania. I'm only 3.5 hours away from DC on a drive from where I live. So yeah, there's weather manipulation at this point going on right now. So this is also a part of this whole thing. Please, whatever you do, keep the convoy in your prayers. If you can get any of these messages out to these people, I said it last week. People got mad at me. They said I was a liar. I feel like people are stepping into a trap. The stuff that I'm seeing with the gates and stuff that has been built on the one bridge coming from beautiful bridge coming over from Maryland into DC. They have gates like every 10 to 20 feet on the bridge. A guy actually drove up through there and took video of all the new gates they just newly installed going into Washington, D.C. So be freaking careful. You also have to remember Washington, D.C. is not a state. Washington, D.C. is technically, hi, Queen of Swords, is technically not a part of the United States of America. It is not a state. So they very well could, Washington, D.C. is its own little freaking thing. So be careful. I do not want my fellow Americans, my fellow patriots, stepping into a trap. So please be careful. Please get this out to them. You can timestamp this for where I started talking about the convoy. I don't want any more needless casualties and any more needless stuff that they have been. Hello, Fiona. I don't want any more needless casualties amongst our people. We don't deserve this. I'm really starting to think that some of this was please don't take this the wrong way, but some of this might have been a CIA op to put people in danger. I don't know. The stuff that has happened up in Canada and with dictator Trudy, you have to wonder what has been going on up there. We already, all over the United States since 2008, 2009, 2010. Keep on looking. Look them up. There's all kinds of videos all over YouTube. If you look up UN soldiers in on the highways in the United States, they've been shipping these people all around this country, and most people have been not aware of it. I've been aware of it since before Trump was elected president. I knew this. I was seeing this happening, and it's why I got rid of the mainstream media. Now I will kind of watch the mainstream media to put it against to weigh my pros and cons, but I can see at this point. Hang on one sec. I will tell you in a minute, Wayne. A Pluto return. The planet Pluto in astrology. This is where I'm going with this. Please do not get offended. The planet Pluto in astrology represents the death and rebirth. The last time America had a Pluto return was July 4th, 1776. That was the liberation of America from, the King of England. And that's when America gained its independence as a nation. Right now, we are back at that exact point as of February 22nd, 2021, which actually equals 12. And if you add all of that stuff up, I actually put a video on my timeline. You can look it up. It actually, all of that equals up in numerology to 1776. America now is having their Pluto return. It will last for 2 years. This also means the death and destruction and the rebirth of a new nation. However it's going to look, we don't know. However, it has been written in astrology, which is the oldest science that has not been disproven. Astrology, I'm not saying that the planets in themselves have all this power. However, this is the blueprint that our divine creator gave us that has been taken away from society for us to understand these patterns. Whether you're a Christian, Hindu, Muslim, I don't care. If you're an atheist, this rings true. And it's spot on proven to be factual at this point. The reason that they had taken this ancient science out of the equation and they're actually attacking astrology as well as tarot on these on our social media networks at this point. They're going after the astrologers and they do. Celestial bodies definitely have an effect on us. They have an effect on timelines. And this is also the blueprint that God gave us so we could discern the times. That's why Jesus had often referred to look at the stars. He often referred to celestial bodies. He had said about the moon turning to blood. And about the earth convulsing. There will be all kinds of signs and wonders that are happening within the earth. And that's where your volcanic eruptions come in. All this stuff must happen. Now, where it comes to America in itself, I can't tell you 100% what it's going to look like. I could just tell you what I know, what the astrology says, and what I'm sensing. But it's looking like we're, World War III. I'm positive Taiwan's going to invade. I'm positive Taiwan is going to invade. Or, excuse me, China is going to invade Taiwan. And for me as a mom who has a Marine that way, it sucks. It really sucks for me. I had to make my peace last night and be like, look, I was Back in January, I was given the opportunity to at least take my son to the airport bef- before he had to go back on deployment. Um, so I got to say goodbye to him in physical. That was really the only time I ever got to do that. Like, God orchestrated that for me. And I know he's very busy right now, so I don't want to alarm him because they're on probably high, I'm assuming on high alert. I told him, just let me know if stuff starts going down there. I deserve to know that as much as that. You don't have to tell me nothing detailed, just let me know, so I can be praying. Please be praying for our military. Please be praying for our military. Please be praying for our innocent military who is caught in the middle of this global conflict. All the militaries, be praying for them. My son is also a Scorpio sun. And that is the other thing that's creepy because of where my son is. I also was told that the closer that Mars gets to Pluto, you're going to start seeing all these conflicts start popping off globally. I don't know what's going to happen here in the United States yet, but something's going to go down. America's having its Pluto return. People, please prepare yourselves. Make sure you have food and water. Make sure that you get yourself non-perishables. Food and water. I'm not trying to cause alarm, and it does not hurt if you stock up with the money you have. It does not hurt, people, to make sure that you are at least prepared. Dude, I'm going to let you know what I've done. I've been doing this the last year and a half since COVID hit. I have been gathering canned goods, and I don't have a whole lot. I probably have maybe 6 months worth. I'm gonna go and get some more. Hi, Jess. Um, I've been getting a lot of and it's not the best stuff, but are looking at survival at this point, people. Okay, because we don't know what's going to happen. Our economy is very unstable. The globe is very unstable. They systematically have done this so that you know, they warned us what would happen if this administration got put into the White House. They've been saying this. We have 2 years of a Pluto return. This Pluto return will last for it's usually a 2-year in-depth time. And it's interesting because Pluto won't be going into Aquarius. Pluto will be transiting into Aquarius in 2024. So that'll be the rebuilding of the collective. It'll be a new collective society. And the Peace Dealer and Bullseye have been talking about this. Now, I'm hoping this whole thing doesn't turn nuclear. But it would kind of make sense with the way the astrology is and the way Mars and Pluto are. Yeah, that's a whole different type of war. We talked about all these cyber war. Yeah, that's nothing compared to what could happen. So, whew. Everyone, if you guys need to email me or you need to talk or you need to message me, feel free at any given time to email me, and please feel free. The other night, someone had sent me a super chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate your generosity. However, YouTube will probably steal it because they always do. I haven't made anything off of YouTube. This is just me doing my humanitarian collective duty to the world. Look, we're all in this together. I don't give a fuck if you're a Democrat, a Republican, an independent. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, European. You're my brother and sister in humanity. We are all in this thing together. We need to love each other. Do not let these governments, make you pick a side. We're just going to love God, and we're going to love each other. This isn't any one specific country's fault. It isn't their people who live there. Remember, it's the governments that are fighting with each other. It's not, it's the governments who, I'm not saying it's not going to affect us and that we very well couldn't have stuff happen here. The way that things are going down is looking very much like we very well could have some things going down here. That's why I'm throwing out the 411 to everybody who's going to DC. Be extremely careful of your surroundings. This is a very volatile time in human history. They very well could try and pull a psyop and try and freaking take out a bunch of our American citizens and say that it's somebody else when it's our own government. I'm just saying it very well could be that. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could happen that way. Look at 9/11. That's all I have to say. You all stay safe too. If you all need to email me, you can email me at beautifulmind4275@gmail.com. If you need someone to talk to or have any questions, feel free to leave comments, share this video, get this out to our trucker convoy. I really don't want to see anything happen to anybody. I know that they're going there with full intent to bring to try and get our country back. You all be safe too. You be safe. Are you still out there in California, Jess? You be safe. Everybody where you're at, go and get yourself some non-perishables, ramen noodles. I know it's not the best. Get yourself some canned goods. Stock up on some water. I got to go to the grocery store. Fill up your top off your gas tanks, people. They're talking about gas prices going up out the wazoo. When this administration came in, they shut off our Keystone Pipeline, which had America at that point under Trump. We were energy independent. We didn't need any other country. Now we're getting all of our gas and oil from Russia. You explain to me if this wasn't a fucking setup. This was a complete setup. So, yeah, this is basically us humans against these fucking tyrants. Either way, I love you all. Please be careful. Excuse my mouth. I know I'm getting a little bit passionate here. It's the Aries inside me. It's the Mars getting close to Pluto. I had a dream a year ago. All of DC was on fire. Except for the Capitol building. That's the only thing that was not on fire. I had only told a few people that, and I think I might have put it on here last night. I had a dream that all DC was burning, minus the Capitol building. That was the only thing that was not on fire. Go figure. Sounds to me like something is protected and the rest of things aren't. You know, that's the museums, that's the Smithsonian, the whole way around the National Mall. This was a year ago I had this dream, and I told it to an astrologer. I told it to a few other freaking people. I have not been wrong when it comes to this stuff. Watch for Iran, watch for Taiwan, with China, and watch for over at North Korea. I'm just giving you the heads up 411 on very well what could be going down. Not to mention terrorist attacks all around the globe. Either way, mwah. I love you guys. You all be safe. And, yeah, it's going down, people. Start getting yourself some supplies of food. Okay? And, yeah, we're in this together, people. I love you. You all take care. Email me if you feel you need to. Bye, guys.